The full catastrophe is a comic phrase usually used to characterize any kind of disaster. Origin: the full catastrophe first occurs in the 1964 film Zorba the Greek. It is spoken by the character Zorba, played by Anthony Quinn, a colorful Greek with a zest for life. Zorba has insinuated himself into the employ of Basil Allen Bates, a bookish Englishman who has inherited a mine in Crete. In a boat on their way to the island, Basil asks Zorba if he is married. Zorba laments, in accented English, "Am I not a man? And is not a man stupid? I'm a man, so I'm married. Wife, children, house, everything." The full catastrophe. The English screenplay, written by the film's Greek Cypriot director Michael Kakouyanis, is based on the 1946 novel of the same title by Nikos Kazantzakis. The screenplay dialogue above blends and condenses the language of two distinct scenes in the novel. In the first, the narrator, having just met Zorba, asks him if he is married. Zorba: "Aren't I a man? I mean blind. Like everyone else before me, I fell headlong into the ditch. I married. I took the road downhill. I became head of a family, I built a house, I had children, trouble." Later, when Basil asks Zorba how many times he has been married, he responds, "What are you delving into now? Do you think I'm not a man? Like everyone else, I've committed the great folly. That's what I call marriage. May married folk forgive me. Yes, I've committed the great folly, I've married." The phrase "the full catastrophe" does not actually occur in the novel. In a 2011 interview, Kakouyanis, who was fluent in English, said that in writing the script he consciously chose the non-idiomatic expression "the full catastrophe" for Zorba, for the sake of humor and impact. Use in popular culture. The full catastrophe in uses after the film most commonly refers to the stresses of marriage and family life, but it has been used in broader senses as well. The full catastrophe is the title of a comic novel by David Carkeet, published in 1990, which focuses on verbal strife in marriage. A play adaptation of the novel by Michael Weller bears the same title. The play premiered in 2015. Full Catastrophe Living, also published in 1990, is a best-selling guide to reducing stress, written by John Kabat-Zinn. The book redefines Zorba's full catastrophe as something positive, an affirmation of life's variety and chaos to be embraced, not lamented. The Full Catastrophe is the title of a song by American rock singer-composer John Mellencamp in his 1996 album Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky, in his 1999 collection Rough Harvest, and in his 2010 boxed set on the rural Route 7609. Full Catastrophe Living is the title of a 2009 poetry collection by the American poet Zach Savage. The book won the 2008 Iowa Poetry Prize. In 2012, the American folk duo The Neils titled the song and album The Full Catastrophe. The 2015 British sitcom Catastrophe, starring Sharon Horgan and Rob Delaney, draws its title from the Zorba quote. The Full Catastrophe is the title of a 2015 non-fiction book by James Angelos about Greek culture with emphasis on the country's recent debt crisis. The Full Catastrophe is the title of a 2016 memoir by Karen Elizabeth Lee. References: